Micdup.
Volume.
All right. Okay, we got half of a theme song. That's not so bad. It worked out okay. Hey, gang. Thanks for joining us on Highlights from Lowlifes. Sorry we took last week off. We all have busy lives, and that was one of the weeks we couldn't do it. I think we've missed 3 out of the last 104 weeks. So here we are in show 101. And tonight we're going to talk about something kind of fun. Major League Baseball or just baseball in general, superstitions and pregame rituals. So we'll do a top 5. Is that your ritual to play the crickets when I'm talking? Yeah.
Well, I have to switch it up from the beer opening. You used to get mad at that, so I got to try something different now.
Oh no! I'm perfectly cool with the beer openings, just not during the theme song.
See everything? Okay,
yeah,
dear.
Yeah.
Yike.
Yes, dear. Oh. So tonight we got Robbie, we got Tiger, and special guest star J.C. Penney, or as we call him, Hasse Panay. He'll be joining us on the journey through the pregame rituals and superstitions. Soon we will have a special show to celebrate what was our 100th show a couple weeks ago. Not sure where we're going to do that yet, but there's rumors that we might do that at Almanac Brewing. So stay tuned. We'll let you know.
Are you sure you don't want to announce it on the 12th with 12 songs? And are you with me on that?
No. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, would this be? Is this a better time to do this?
Taylor Swift just announced her album on the 12th with 12 songs on what's his name's the Brothers' podcast yesterday.
I see the Kelsey's podcast.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm sure
if you were a Swiftie, you would have understood that.
Yeah, I think Swifties are probably not listening to this show. I'm just guessing.
Dave,
all right,
Dave Crosstab is.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
He's a Swiftie.
So let's get started. Format is you either tell us about a particular superstition or pregame ritual, or you tell us a story about somebody that engaged in those. Whatever fits the bill. All right, Robbie, start us off.
All right, I'm going to take the obvious guy. Probably the single most superstitious guy to ever play baseball, Turk Wendell. Turk,
got mine.
Yeah, 6 years, and I was like, every time I looked him up, there was like a different superstition. And I remember a couple of these that he always had 4 pieces of black licorice in his mouth on the mound, and when he was laboring and throwing hard, the black licorice would run down his chin and onto his jersey, and apparently a couple of his old Cubs jerseys have gone for a lot of money with the black licorice stains on the front.
Wow. Okay.
Then he would always jump over the foul line. A lot of players do that, and into the dugout. Then he immediately spit out the rest of the licorice and brush his teeth. And then he would do that inning after inning after inning as long as he was in the game. He'd also slam the rosin bag down in the mound. It's the only kind of non-goofy thing he did. He'd rosin up and then just wing that thing back into the mound. And he always wanted the umpire to roll a new ball to him on the ground. He didn't want it to throw it to him.
Yeah.
And if the umpire threw it at him, he'd either just let it bounce off his chest and then pick it up, or let it stop rolling and then wander over and pick it up. And if a teammate picked it up, he'd expect the teammate to roll it to him. So,
right. It had to be from the ground. Is that
yeah. And he was a big hunter, and so he wore like the teeth of some of the animals that he had hunted on a necklace around his neck as a good luck charm. And he always would, before he would take the mound to start pitching after the warm-ups, he would stand and stare at the center fielder until the center fielder waved at him. And then once the center fielder waved at him, he'd go up and get on the mound. So I know he had another thing about number 99. One of you guys can tell that story. I've gone on long enough about old Turk Wendell.
There you go.
Turk Wendell.
I think
Good one. Good one. All right, who's
Jose
up?
Panay.
Yes. Well, since Tiger through a friend suggested this one, I thought I'd do this one for him. A certain former Dodger player used to lick his bat between pitches. It drove the women in L.A. crazy and incensed our Tiger, Yasiel Puig.
Oh, way to bring the show down, JC. Wow. Oh,
Tiger, you're up.
you're gonna make me pull my hair out. What I have left. All right. Yeah, Puck Fuig.
very good. Very good.
All right. So my number 5 is a player that we all have grown up with. He's his dad played for the Giants. He played for the Giants, and his brother played for the Giants. I'm not sure if his cousin did, but he has this very strange superstition of peeing on his hands to make his hands tough. And this is Moises Alou, my number 5. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah, he would also never wear batting gloves. So after peeing on his hands, he would grip the bat. So no one wanted to borrow his goddamn bat. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, or shake his hand. All right, Rob.
All right. Think back to another steroid guy, Mr. Jason Giambi. Jason, of course, played here in the Bay Area for a little while, but he started this new superstition ritual when he was a Yankee. There's a lot of pressure playing in New York, and when you're not going well, you hear the boos. So one day, he was opening up some fan mail, and inside was a golden thong. And he said, "This is it. I'm going to wear this." He put that thong on and hit 2 homers that night. And then he wore that thong for a while during a hot streak. And other teammates you might not think would engage in such things as a golden thong, they saw that it was working for him. So they started wearing them too. Like Johnny Damon and our beloved Derek Jeter, they were members of the Golden Thong Club. And every time somebody hit a slump, they would find the thong or a thong in their locker. A subtle hint from teammates: get your act together, put this thong on, and cut and stop that batting slump.
Yeah,
So,
they called it the slump buster.
yeah, the slump buster.
Well,
Here, put this on.
Some guys thought the fat chick in the back of the room at junior high school dances was the slump buster. He used a golden thong.
Yeah, the golden thong was probably better. So that was my number 5. Let's go ahead and move into round 4. Let's see. Tara, you start us off.
All right, I've got a good one. This gentleman, this player, he has 4 of them, and he's pretty famous. He always ate fried chicken before a game. When he took batting practice, he'd bat at 5:17 p.m. before game time. He'd only take 150 ground balls, no more, no less. And he used to write chai in the dirt before every at bat. Chai in Hebrew is life. Is that right? L'chaim. This is Wade Boggs.
Yes.
So there you go. Fried chicken, batting at a certain time, 150 ground balls, and writing his inspiration in the dirt. Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
Robbie?
Yeah, Wade Boggs also had a fixation with the number 3. He even got married at 3:33 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Well,
these guys are whatever works. Robbie?
let's see. I'm going to go with a Hall of Famer. You guys know I love the golden era of baseball, the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And this guy's a Hall of Famer, great center fielder, 316, I think, career batting average. Great player, great defender. But he had this weird habit of sleeping with the bats that he was successful with.
Yeah.
He would take them to bed at night and actually sleep with them. Ostensibly, he said it was because he didn't want the clubhouse attendants to misplace the bats. But really, it was because he was superstitious about it. And that's Richie Ashburn. Funny guy. He went on to be a broadcaster for the Phillies for many, many years. And he used to talk about it. And he said, man, I have slept with a lot of old bats.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richie Ashburn sleeping with his bats. What you got, Webby?
Let's see. Let's talk about Ron Washington, another Bay Area guy who actually was managing the Angels this year until he fell ill, and he's actually taking the rest of the year off. But when Ron was managing the Texas Rangers and things were going well, he wore the same outfit every day to and from the ballpark, as long as the winning streak was going. And some of these things were pretty wild, because it was the talk of the town that, hey, the Rangers are on another winning streak, and Washington is wearing the same clothes every day. So they'd take pictures of him coming in and out of the ballpark every day during a good winning streak. And the Rangers had a couple of double-digit winning streaks, well, when he was performing this superstition. So, yeah, that was one of the ones that I think it was half superstition and half trying to get the team to kind of laugh and enjoy the game. So he's my number 4 pick, Ron Washington, or as JC says, Wash.
Yeah,
We got a caller
Right.
who takes umbrage with your story. Ezra von Mermelschwanz.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
From Yankee.
Let me play that again.
Ezra von Mermelschwanz from Yankee.
Yeah, he's really figured out technology after all this time.
I think he's letting us know that we always send these boos out for the Yankees coast to coast. And
Yeah.
Oh, you were supposed to have that queued up there, but I think that was
who was that
cheering
again?
in the background.
Who was that?
It was Ezra. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Ezra is he's probably playing Cheers in the background when he said Yankees coast to coast, but we all know that's not true.
Right.
All right. Well, Webby, you always say that I pick items from before whatever the great natural disaster was
Yes.
of the time. Well, here's one. Hall of Fame pitcher credited his longevity as a pitcher from the time he first played to his last game in 1966. He rubbed axle grease on his arms every day before games. And it's Satchel Paige. He was actually born, Webby, about 3+ months after the San Francisco earthquake in 1906.
Okay. So you guys were classmates then, right?
Yeah. Yep.
JC was an
I
orderly
see.
at the hospital at the day of the birth.
All right. Hey, I think that was round 4, right? Everybody go there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Robbie, what happens now?
Well, it's my favorite part of the show. It's a segment we like to call "What You Drinking," and for 104 weeks, minus the 3 we didn't come on, we have been sponsored by our good friends at Almanac Brewing. They are one of America's premier craft brewers. I am at the end of my Buenas Vibras. This Mexican style lager is part of their lager series. They are rotating as we speak into everybody's favorite, their Rocktoberfest. That beer is out
Yes.
now, so make sure you try it. The lager series is outstanding. This has been a great summer beer. In the last week, those of us in California, we don't want to gloat over the rest of the country that's been under a heat wave, but it's been a pretty mild summer here, and we had a nice warm week last week. And boy, this beer went down really good, full flavored and easy to drink. So just like all the Almanac beers. What are you guys drinking?
Hey, I'm drinking a Seaside West Coast IPA. Check this out. It's delicious. It is well, it says it right here. It's deep, it's relaxed, and it is vast. Um, it's not the bitter beer that some other brew co's send out, but this is really delightful. How about you?
I got back to the Almanac True Kolsch. Found some cans in the back of the store at Wine and Liquor, and it's a great beer. Uh, Light, crisp, refreshing is what it says. It certainly fills the bill on a hot day like we had last weekend.
All right. I'm with the plum sour. Sour Nova. Yay!
Wow.
All right. So last week, I offered my friend Kim a Sour Nova, and I said, I'm told that women like sour beers. And she says, yes, I do. I really do like sour beers. So she tried this and she says, wow, this tastes just like a blueberry Slurpee. I said, okay, I guess that's what we're going for. The 3 adjectives on the side of this can are fruity, refreshing, and tart. So go for the plum sour, the Supernova from Almanac.
And if you pick the right can, you get a free sticker.
Wow. I think you get a sticker every time, but okay. All right.
No,
That's
some of
okay.
them are painted on, like the old True Kolsch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think,
Okay.
yeah, whatever you get, sticker or not, you're getting a great beer.
Got it.
Indeed.
Got it.
Well, anyway, we want to thank Almanac once again. If you have the opportunity to get to Alameda, California and visit the brewery, it's a great place. Family friendly, beer geek friendly. If you need a tour, if you need to understand the brewing process, they are there to help. It's a great, fantastic place to visit. And if you happen to swing by there, tell them you heard about them from the Highlights from Lowlife show, and they may take pity upon you. Thank you, Almanac.
Absolutely.
And if you plan a Wednesday in the next couple of weeks at 6:00, you might see us down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Terry will be there to sign autographs.
Stickers.
Really? This will be my chance to get your autograph. That'll be great.
Stickers.
All right. Who finished up that last round? Was that
I did.
JC? Okay.
I did. Why
Let's
don't you
jump
go,
into
Webby?
round 3.
You
Me?
go, Webby.
Uh-oh. I got to find one. All right. So, as most of you know, I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. Became a Cubs fan in 1969, the year they blew it all and let the Mets go on to the World Series. So I have experienced quite a bit of angst over the years, and there's been lots of crying. Maybe not like that, but there's been crying. And I was told about the fact that the Cubs would never win a World Series because of the curse of the Billy Goat. So this has been going on for years. Let me try to find you the story. So during Game 4 of the 1945 World Series, Chicago tavern owner Billy Cianis was asked to remove his pet goat from Wrigley Field. Apparently, it was bothering other patrons. And I don't think this was a wild request. I don't want to sit next to a goat at a ball game. But
Was it one of those screaming goats?
yeah, probably. Yeah. So Billy was very, very taken aback by this, very, very angry, and he, in front of many people, cursed the Cubs and said that they would never win another World Series. The fans have since embraced that goat theme until 2016, when it was cast aside forever because the Cubs won their World Series. So that's my number 3 pick. All right. JC, you're up.
Yes, sir. All right. One Tiger manager once vowed not to wash his underwear until the team lost. Well, it got pretty ripe during the 12-game winning streak in the Tiger locker room, but that was Hall of Famer Jim Leland.
Oh, that I can't imagine post-game press conferences would be very.
yeah, all crammed in the manager's office. You mind if I use these nose plugs, Jim? Okay.
All right, who's up?
Tiger.
Hey, so this player was on the Mets from 85 to 89, and he's a Philly from 89 to 96. And he used to, you got to understand that this is before, 85, 89. This was before they had the big contracts with gear. He would, if he didn't get a hit, he would throw out his batting gloves. So it got really costly because they weren't free back then. This is Lenny Dykstra, and so it is. So what I said was he throws out his batting gloves if he got an out.
Wow, that would be costly. Jeez.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, that's like playing the game like a gambler.
Yeah, who would do such a thing?
Rob, have you gone? Robbie?
All right. You can make a case for this guy to be in the Hall of Fame, and you can certainly make a case for him not to be in the Hall of Fame. But his alleged steroid use isn't the most questionable thing, in my opinion, that he ever did in the major leagues. We're talking about Mark McGwire. Tens of millions of dollars in his career with the Cardinals. But he wore the same cup in high school that he wore in college, that he wore in the minor leagues, that he wore on the USA Olympic team, that he wore for the A's, that he wore for the Cardinals, that he wore through his entire career. He used the same cup from his high school career through the end of his major league career.
And it went up for auction and nobody bought it. Go figure.
So I mean, of all the things, the cup, 30 years of cup, baseball cup.
Not good. Not good. Oh.
That is a scary ritual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
all right.
If you just joined us, what's our top 5 today?
We are talking about pregame rituals and superstitions, and we've just finished up round 3, and we're moving into round 2.
And
all right.
if you just joined us and you think of something we haven't mentioned, jump in and call in. How do you do that?
Well, Ezra von Mermelschans has demonstrated it right here.
Ezra von Mermelschwanz again. Sorry, guys. How about jumping the line? Guys who will not cross a line or step on a baseline before a game. Or dumbasses like Mike Miller who will only let you play catch in the outfield during pregame warm-ups? Wade Boggs,
Wow.
Mr. Chicken. How about
Yep.
shaving your head until you win or growing your facial hair until you lose? Those are some of
Yes.
my favorites.
Yes.
Have a great night, guys.
All good, Ezra. Excellent. And yes, Mike Miller is a dumbass.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Ezra and Mike Miller are the hosts of the Yankees Coast to Coast podcast right here on the micdup app.
Isn't it great how you paused while they booed and then you came back? Wow, how did that happen? That was awesome.
After 104 shows, I kind of know how our audience is going to react.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a comedy pause.
Yes. All right. Hey, let's get us into round 2. Robbie, you finished up that one?
Yeah, I'll send it back to Terry because he's very eager to chat tonight.
All right. So I have a couple guys that have done the same thing, and they didn't change their cap all season. They didn't change their cap all season, and can you imagine going to the East Coast where it's hot and humid? And so what I'm talking about is John Wetland and our own Tim Lincecum. Nasty ritual.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Our own Mike Matlock, the Mad Dog, has done the same thing over the last 5 years. He's been playing with us.
Yep.
That hat is sun dyed and gets regularly sweaty, and he doesn't do anything to it.
Same with Ashman.
Yes, Steve Ashman. I think he uses his hat as toilet paper at times, and still hasn't changed it. No.
And these are all guys we play baseball with, and they're not wrong. There's some caps out there that you could probably salt. The entire rock salt needed to prep a good steak for 21 days.
Yes.
Anyway, John Wetland and Tim Lincecum both didn't change their cap. Wetland, it says here that he was supposed to go to the playoffs, and instead of changing his cap, he cut the patch off and sewed it back on his nasty cap. Just so he could stick with the his horrible, totally used. Oh, he's from Santa Rosa. There you go. Explains a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
JC, how about you?
Okay. Going back again. This guy actually died 2 years before I was born. But he's a Hall of Famer.
Moses?
he's a Hall of Famer, and he wore black women's silk stockings under his uniform. He was number 3, Babe Ruth.
Really?
Died in 1947, by the way.
Really?
Wow.
And that was his good luck charm, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Webster, I think you're up, aren't you?
All right. Well, again, as I might have mentioned earlier, I'm a Cubs fan, and I began following the Cubs in 1969 as they were going to go on to the World Series that year, and they didn't quite make it there. So it's September. The Cubs are playing the Mets in New York, and the famous black cat game occurs. Somebody brings a black cat into the stadium and tosses it toward the Cubs dugout. It runs back and forth in front of the dugout, apparently giving bad luck to everybody on that team, including Ron Santo, who was in the on-deck circle and tried to chase down the cat. So on top of the Billy Goat story from earlier, all of the Cubs fans said, oh, yeah, and black cats are really bad for our team, too. Not the fact that they had bad pitching or ill-timed hitting. That didn't matter. It was all about this goat and this cat. So that was a superstition, again, that got quashed in 2016, and we don't have to hear about it so much anymore. So that's my number 2. All right. I guess it's you, Robbie, right?
It is. And
All right.
I really like this one. I was not aware of it until I started to do my research for the show. I kind of knew about all these others. This one I hadn't heard of before. He's a guy you probably haven't heard of before. He played for Cleveland, just had a cup of coffee with him, Kevin Romberg. But throughout his minor league career and his short stint in the major leagues, he had this very peculiar compulsion. And that was he had to touch anyone that touched him. If they brushed against him or whatever, he had to reach over and touch the guy back, which obviously the team, when they figured out what was going on, led to countless pranks where guys would run up and touch him and then run away, knowing that he'd have to chase them down and to touch them back. But it got to the point where opponents figured it out too. And guys would touch, like the first baseman would touch him and then back away to play, play the position, not hold him on, knowing that he'd have to try to wander back, and he could actually get himself out of the baseline and in trouble that way. So other teams used it against him, and I think that's why he didn't last very long in the majors. But
I understand one time that one of his teammates touched him and ducked back in. He didn't know who it was. So he went around and touched every teammate on him.
That's so funny. They call
Yeah.
it, what was it? They call him playing tag. You're it, and then he had to tag him back in order to move on with his life.
Yeah. I mean,
Either way.
I'm imagining us at one of our games. I mean, none of you guys would ever do something so terrible to a teammate, right?
Never.
Oh. Who the hell you been playing with for the last 20 years?
Yeah.
I can just tell you, I don't care whose superstition that was. I would make their life a living hell.
Yes.
I would make it my mission. I wouldn't care about who won or lost the game. I'd make sure that guy knew that I didn't care about his superstition.
And then Robbie, you said that was who?
Kevin Romberg.
A household name.
I don't know if it was a superstition or an obsessive compulsive disorder, but either way, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. I think we have closed out round 2. Tell you a little bit about Mic'd Up here. We talked earlier about how you, the audience, can participate with us. Just hit that microphone at the bottom of the screen, and you will be given 30 seconds. That's the countdown on the screen, the red circle. You got 30 seconds to say something. So you're speaking while that circle is going about.
Mm-hmm.
You have a chance to listen to your message and approve it before you send it to us. We'll see it on the screen in text format, and we'll play it in if we like it. Or if we don't like it, we'll play it in and then make fun of you. Either way, it's audience participation. So please join us on this.
Normally we have a lot of them, but JC's with us.
Yeah. In our show, we don't get questions so much as comments, but in a lot of the other shows on the network, you get celebrities, guests that folks have a chance to ask questions of. JC mentioned Wade Boggs, and Boggs was on a show with John Rieger in Florida Sports Hall of Fame, and he answered a lot of questions about his superstitions and pregame rituals, and he says some of those things he still does today. It's just who he is. And,
yeah, like eat a lot of fried chicken.
Yeah, he probably does. Probably does. Let's see. I mentioned the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. John Rieger has been on the last couple of weeks with the inductees for 2025. You should be able to see those shows in the archive. And we mentioned our friends at Yankees Coast to Coast, Adam Schneider and Mike Miller. They got a show coming up tomorrow where they're going to talk about the fact that the Yankees are in full swoon, and there's a possibility they don't make the playoffs. I think that would be shocking if they don't make the playoffs, but it is a possibility. And keep an eye out We might have a few shows with a prominent hockey team coming up here pretty soon. We're going to do some test shows, and if those go well, we may have some shows to do out here on the micdup network that you can all watch. Okay.
Well, that'll be really cool.
Yeah. So we are moving into round number 1. Let's see who finished off that round.
That was me.
All right. Who starts this one?
Let's have JC start off this round.
All
Okay.
right. My number 1, this pitcher would only eat chicken enchiladas on game day. He had the temperament of a rattlesnake on a day he pitches, and he once yelled at an all-star shortstop for being in his favorite bathroom stall when it became time for his pregame ritual, the royal dump. It was Ryan Vogelsong of the Giants.
Oh.
And Crawford is the one he kicked out of the stall.
Funny. That's very funny.
By the way,
say,
before I pass it on, I might mention that the teddy bear is in Italy, and he texted me a picture of his beer that he's drinking, and it's one that Robbie's company does. It's beer Moretti, which is a very good Italian beer.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to you, Rob.
Well, what's funny about that is I was going to say Vogelsong. He's a pretty young guy. You know, where do you get an enchilada in Minnesota? But nowadays you probably can.
Yeah.
But back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, he'd be hard pressed to find an enchilada.
Yeah,
that's right.
Time.
Robbie, you're up.
All right. Glenn Davis, one of the premier power hitters of the 80s. He was a little odd. He believed that if he was on a hot streak, he had to do whatever he had to do to stay on that hot streak. And for him, that meant taking his piece of chewing gum from that day and sticking it to the bill of his cap, where he would save it for the next day.
Disgusting.
And then pull it off and continue to chew it. And if he stayed on the streak, that same piece of gum would go back to the bill of his cap until the next day, when he would keep it going, and he would continue to put it on the bill of his cap for days at a time.
That has
stay on that hot streak.
That has ew all over it.
Yes. We talked about the salt and the sweat buildup on the cap.
Yeah, and Mark McGuire's cup. I mean, I can't guess which of these is worse.
And Webby, let's be honest. If we were teammates with Glenn Davis and knew his cap was in his locker with gum on it, there would be flavorings added to the gum. Are we not?
Oh yeah. Not to be gross, but that thing would be covered in pubes.
I was going to be a little nicer and put jalapeno seeds in it.
Anyway, Glenn Davis and the gum on the bill of his cap. That's my number one.
Wow.
Tiger.
Okay.
All right, this one is this player is really familiar for us as Giants fans. This is Willie Mays, and before he moved to San Francisco, he used to play stickball with the kids in the street before his games, and that's one of them. The other one, I'm not sure if you guys knew this one. Before he came in or out of his dugout, he would step on first or third base for good luck.
Wow.
Had you ever heard of that one?
No.
Yeah.
I knew about DiMaggio used to step on second base coming off the field.
Mm-hmm.
He always stepped on, if he was going to the third base side, he would step on third base before he came in or went out. One of the two, either way, or first base.
Wow.
Interesting.
My dad actually said that, made me notice that. He says, watch Willie Mays when he runs out, and he'd run and step on first base, or, a home game, I guess, was on the third base side. He'd step on third and go out, and then he would step on third and on the way back in.
Yeah.
And they
Cool.
a long time ago. How about you, JC? Oh no, how about you, Rob?
Yeah.
Webby.
All right. I'm gonna finish up with one of the most eccentric players in the history of baseball, who took baseball by storm. Mark the Bird Fidrich.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
man.
So this guy had
What
some
what
eccentricities and
what a
superstitions about what
what a
needed to happen.
character.
Yes, a lot of fun to watch. I'm not sure it would have been fun to watch it for 10 years, but he had a very short career until he blew out his arm. But if you all remember, he would talk to the baseball. I'm gonna throw a curveball this time, and I need you to curve. I'm just guessing what he said because we couldn't lip read at the time, but I think he was psyching himself up about what he was going to do. But the other thing that you guys may or may not remember is he used to groom the mound by hand.
Yep.
So he'd come back out to start the inning, and he's using his hand to smooth out the dirt from the previous pitcher, and making sure that it was flat in certain areas that didn't even matter to throwing the next pitch, but it just made him more comfortable to know that the mound was flat and groomed in that spot. Um, just an eccentric guy, fun to watch. Loved the game, absolutely loved the game of baseball, and it was infectious. The rest of the team got into the act and supported him,
Right.
um,
Right. Definitely.
and, and and so did the fans. So um, he's the most eccentric guy I've ever seen in person, and that he just made the game more fun. So he's my number one. Okay,
He
And
went
all
like
back
right.
after his career was over. He went home to Massachusetts and was a farmer. And there are
Yep.
stories about him when he was tilling the field. If he didn't like how it got tilled, he would get down on his hands and knees and till it with his hands, just like he did with the
Hmm.
mound. But that was
Funny.
just
Yep.
a thing he did. That's crazy.
It's interesting. Modern medicine may have had his career extended.
Yeah.
The way they fix elbows now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
All
funny.
right.
Hands and knees smoothing out the mound.
Okay, we've finished our top five, and we've gone through all of our play-ins. So let's just move right into our honorable mentions. What do you guys got?
I learned about this one on our trip this year at the Louisville Slugger Bat Museum. When we were looking at all the replicas and some of the real bats that the players used, some of the Hall of Famers used that they had on display there. You can actually touch some of them and swing them and such. We Willie Stargell was one of the bats that I looked at, and I found out that Willie Stargell, and it was a big heavy bat, never had his name on the bat. He always wanted somebody else's name on the bat, and he apparently was to keep him humble. So
Oh,
the bats were made to his specifications and what he wanted, but he would not swing a bat that had Willie Stargell's name on it. It was just a superstition he had about that. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Where's Willie Stargell from?
Willie Stargell is from the home of Almanac Brewing, Alameda, California.
yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
he is.
Yeah,
So
How about that for a segue?
yeah,
yeah, not
yeah.
bad.
It's only a
Almanac.
segue if you
Thank
don't
you very
mention
much.
the word
Um,
segue.
so Ramon or Nomar Garcia Parra is he had the ritual before he batted, and this would not work in the pitch clock era. He would do the right glove, then the left glove, then the right glove again, or something like that. But he'd always undo them, refasten them, undo them, refasten them. He did it in threes.
Yep.
So, and if someone interrupted him, it screwed him up completely.
So JC, do you remember the guy who was even worse than that? The human rain delay?
Mike Hargrove.
That
Yes.
is right. Oh my God. And
Oh
on
yeah,
top of
definitely.
all of that, after watching this guy, when he was called out on it, he was completely unaware. He did not know it was just part of his process, and he didn't know he was taking that long. And he visibly tried to change his routine to make it more palatable. I don't think he was ever that good after that. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah.
That's part of his rhythm, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite to the controversial Barry Bonds, who once he took his spot in the box, he did not move.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
unless you knocked him down, he didn't step out. He never futzed with his gloves or anything else. He just stood there.
Yeah.
Got ready for the pitch. If he didn't swing, even if he did swing, he just stayed in the box.
Here's
All
a
these guys go out for little walkabouts and to find themselves and find their spiritual enlightenment walks. And Bonds just waited for the next pitch. So
look
it's
up
funny.
Mike Hargrove, and there's a YouTube video, and it's 56 seconds long.
Yeah. Oh,
It's very funny.
let's see if you guys, the Giants fan, remember 2010, the first World Series.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And there were two guys on the team who started some traditions. One of them I can't stand is Aubrey Huff,
Mm-hmm.
who had a good luck red rally thong
Oh, yeah.
that he wore throughout the playoff run. And the other guy was our closer, Brian Wilson, who started to use a black shoe dye in his beard. You remember that? An incredibly black beard that got longer and longer during the playoffs and looked pretty unnatural at a certain point.
Yeah.
But that was a thing. And I remember fans doing that and going, boy, is this dumb. But
Yeah.
that was a superstition.
It became fear of the beard.
Yeah, fear of the beard.
That's right.
That came back at one fantasy camp with our friend Richie Thomas, and
Yes.
and he never grew much of a beard, but he grew it for the fantasy camp because they took all the razors out of the locker room, so he grew it out, and late in the week he got a bunch of black dye and dyed his white beard completely black. And one of our clubbies comes in and said, "Okay, the bus is leaving," and looked over at Richie T and go, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, what happened there? What happened there? That doesn't look right.
He went from Santa Claus to Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. That was true. I remember that very well.
Not the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I got another couple. 2004 Red Sox desperately trying to break the curse of the New York Yankees and the grip that the Yankees had over them in the playoffs. They started what they called the Idiot's Ritual.
Yeah.
This is speared by Kevin Millar. Everybody started wearing cowboy hats. Everybody started doing cowboy boots, shots of whiskey, and they had T-shirts made calling themselves the Idiots. Like, we are being told that we can't win, but we're idiots and we don't know how to process that information, so we're going to win anyway.
Right.
So that was their response to break the curse of the Bambino. Well, there's something that many fans believe in. Babe Ruth and the Boston Red Sox. That was one of the worst trades ever. And boy, Curse of the Bambino is something that gets broken in 2004. So,
Yep.
All right. What else you got?
I have one.
All
Jim
right.
Palmer, Hall of Famer, would eat a stack of pancakes before each game start.
Really?
Yeah. 19
Even
years
with that,
in the majors, picked up 200.
even with that physique, you know, he was in the underwear ads, you know?
Yeah, he was a skinny guy for a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Webby, one of your guys, Ryan Dempster, used to eat at on home games. Used to eat at the same Italian restaurant before his starts.
Well, that's what he should do. He's in Chicago, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Charlie Kerfeld.
what about Chuck? What happened with Chuck?
Charlie Kerfeld used to wear a Jetsons T-shirt under
Yeah.
his Astros uniform
Excellent. I did
because of
not know that.
Rastroho.
Astro.
Meet George
So he
Jetson.
always wore a Jetson shirt under his uniform.
Do, 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 do.
1996 New York Yankees. Jim Leyritz, the catcher, insisted that every time he came to the plate, they play Funky Cold Medina, and it worked. You know, they did well in the playoffs, and the fans really got into it. So that's another one I saw.
About Rico Cardi.
What about Rico?
Rico Cardi from the Hall of the Very Good. He was a great player, actually, really great player. But he used to light 5 candles and float them in the hotel room toilet. Each one would represent a hit he wanted to get that night. He wanted to get 5 hits, so he'd float 5 candles, burn them, and float them in the toilet. How Rico Cardi never burned down a hotel, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
This one is kind of like somebody. Like Moises Alou. David Ortiz used to spit on his batting gloves before every at bat. It's a wonder why his teammates wouldn't shake his hands.
Yeah, I'm not shaking your hands. I don't want to get any diseases.
yeah, because he'd do that big spit and then a big clap, so like little spray lips are going all over the place.
Yeah.
If you're a catcher, like
Some of these rituals would backfire on people because you had pranksters.
Yeah.
One San Francisco Giant player always had the clubbies put a hot dog in his locker after the game and wrap it up, and he would eat it after the game. And one of our friends who has a nickname after a celestial body apparently fashioned his own hot dog in the bathroom and put it in the bun.
Oh, disgusting.
I don't think it ever got eaten, but it certainly did surprise the guy.
Disgusting. So,
all right,
hey, fellas,
we're kind of going off the rails here, and it's a lot of fun.
No. It's all fun.
Do you guys have your own superstition or ritual?
Not really. No.
Did you ever do something and stick to it?
I sort of do.
Yeah, I mean,
I do too.
I don't think of it as a ritual, but yeah. Okay.
I never shave before a game. Always after, but never before.
Yep. And
I always have beer after a game.
Yeah, well, that's a
good tradition.
That's more of a ritual than a superstition.
My buddy and I, we started putting I played ice hockey when I was a kid. We started putting our left skate on first, and I've always put my left shoe on or left sock on first, no matter whenever I get dressed. Been doing it for 45 years.
And how's that working out for you?
I keep getting the wrong shoe on the wrong foot.
All right.
Robbie, did you have one?
Oh, mine's pretty simple. I learned years ago at one of my first camps, Gary Matthews used to say, you got to have a ritual when you walk up to the plate. So you're concentrating on repeating and not stressing over the situation or outthinking yourself. So I basically just walk up now, tuck my bat under my arm, tighten both my batting gloves, bonk the top of my head, and then step into the box. And that's I got to do it. Otherwise, I'll call time and back out if I forget one of the steps. But he's right. Rhythm. I mean, I stop thinking about everything else. I concentrate on the ritual, and I feel a lot more relaxed by the time I get in the box.
And here I thought that your ritual was to say something nasty to the catcher about his wife.
I didn't say I couldn't do that while I was doing the ritual. Or, you know, when you pretend to reach over and tap their shin guards, but you whack them in the crotch.
Yeah.
That works too. Oh, wow, you moved.
How's your wife and my kids?
That's a McGuire check.
I didn't know you could play baseball on a high school campus.
All right. Hey, I think we've run the gamut.
Yep.
Why don't we close this up? We will be doing a show next week. I don't know what it's about or where it will come from, but we will do a show. And thank you, Almanac, and thank you, Mic'd Up. Robbie, play us out.
On our way.
Who sings that, by the way?
From Lowlifes. Highlights from Lowlifes.
That's a pretty good jingle. Who sings that?